Hey everybody, it is Brian here with Fireside Digital. We are going to jump into our first setup video, module number 2, um, and walk through how to set up a basic listing, and we're going to explain everything that is in the listing. So in order to get started, let's go ahead and go to google.com/business, or just go into Google and look for Google My Business. This will be the landing page that you should be on. And what you want to do is just click on Manage Now. Now, I do want to say that you want to be signed into the account that you want to manage this listing with. So if you're not there, go ahead and do that now. Um, and for the sake of this video series, we're going to go ahead and continue on the pool resurfacing portion of this. And we're going to name our business the Pool Resurfacing Pros. Now you can see that there's not already a business that has this name created. So we are going to go ahead and create a business with this name, which is what we're going to do right here, or it's easier just to do it here, but we could come down and into Google there down below and start a new business. So first it's going to ask you what the name of the business is. You want to go ahead and plug that in. And then the next thing it's going to do is it's going to ask you if you want to add a location where customers can visit, like a store or an office, or not. And so what's happening here is it's going to ask you basically if you're creating a service-based business or not. So if you have a storefront, or if you let customers come to your location, you want to go ahead and click yes here. And now you can have hybrid services as well, which means maybe you're a door and window company and you actually have a location where maybe by appointment or something like that, a client can come and look at your showroom. Or maybe you sell fixtures, and same thing, a client could come and they could look at your actual showroom. So you still want to say yes to that, even though once you actually do the physical service, you are going to that customer or client's location. That's kind of called a hybrid business, and we'll talk about that later on in this video series. Now, if you have nothing like that, if you have nowhere where someone will visit, you want to go ahead and click no. And in our case, we're going to go ahead and just say no because we don't have somewhere where a client's going to visit us. All right, so next it's going to ask us where we serve our customers. And it does say that this is optional. However, we're going to just plug in a few. So when you're first setting up your listing, you do want to make sure that you fill some of this out to an extent. We're going to have another video that talks pretty much just about service areas in general here, just a little bit right after this in the series. But for now, we're just going to say that we service the Houston area, and then we'll just go north, south, east, and west with points. We'll just plug in Katy, Texas in here. We'll do the Woodlands up north. We'll do Texas City to the south, and then we'll do Baytown off to the east. Now, this isn't going to be all encompassing, and when this entire project is done, there will be anywhere from 20 to 40 cities that we have set up. We want to encompass everything that we touch. Now, I know a business in Houston is going to go farther than the Woodlands. Conroe is typically how far you're going to go north. You're going to go to Brookshire, the west. You might go to Anahuac if you're going east, and then you might even travel into Galveston if you're going south. Just for the sake of what we're getting set up here, we're not going to plug that in yet, but we will revisit this in a later video. So if you want to, just plug in your north, south, east, west coordinates, but your central coordinate that you plug in is the most important. So we can later on clear all these and just start at that, and we'll show you how we work through those. We typically do it from a population standpoint, or we do it from an income standpoint, depending on the client. But the most important one is the first one, and then it dwindles down in matter of importance. So just remember that your main location needs to be first, but all this is editable once we get into the later videos, and we'll show you that. So we'll go ahead and click next. Now this is where we want to select our business category. We're going to do pool resurfacing. Now, your business category isn't something you want to go crazy in. And again, we're going to have an option to change this later. and we're going to have another video that shows you really how to deep dive into your categories. But for now, we do want to just grab a category, so we'll come up and we'll just type in pool resurfacing Houston, and we're just going to look at what the competition has. So let's just hop in here, and we can see this company just has contractor. We have swimming pool contractor, swimming pool contractor. We're going to open this up for some more businesses. Swimming pool contractor, that's a swimming pool contractor. I'm going to go ahead and click on JR. He's a swimming pool contractor as well. So that's what we're going to plug in here. We're just going to go into swimming pool contractor. I will say that you want to identify your business correctly. Now, a plumber is just going to be a plumber. You're not going to have more options than just being a plumber. However, let's say you're a lawyer. Now, you could just use lawyer in general, but you also have divorce lawyer in there as well. So maybe you're a divorce lawyer. Maybe you're a custody lawyer if that's a thing in here. I'm not sure if it is, but you might tailor your business. But best practices, just look at what other people in your category are plugging in, and at least mirror that for your main category. And we'll go later on and we'll look at how to identify potential additional categories as well. So we're just going to hop in and say we're swimming pool contractors, and we're going to head to next. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our phone number in. Whatever your phone number you may have that you're using, you can go ahead and plug in here. For your business, if you're using call tracking phone number, you can plug that in here for your business as well. If you have an 800 number, this is where you'd put that. So we're going to just drop in our phone number, and then for the website URL, you're going to want to use your current website, or maybe you have a storefront and you don't need a website, you want customers to visit you directly, which these days really isn't an option. And then the last thing is you can get a free website based on your info, which essentially Google will create a website for you. It'll be business.site. Whatever your name is, Pool Resurfacing Pros, or whatever your title actually is for your business. And for now, we don't have a website for this. We're just going to say we'll get a free website, and Google essentially will sell you the domain name and everything else that you're looking for. And you can see additional details on that, but you'd want to put your website in here. But since for the sake of this video, we don't actually have a website at the moment, and we'll circle back to that. Maybe we'll build one out for fun for this, but all right. So we're going to finish and manage this listing. Once everything looks good, we're just going to go ahead and put finish, but that's not going to totally finish this, because next it's going to ask us to enter our mailing address for this business. So you're going to want to go ahead and plug in United States. Go ahead and grab your address you're going to use for your business, whatever that might be. It'll probably be your home location. If you have a warehouse, it would be working out of a warehouse. If you're going to run out of your house, absolutely okay to put that there. This isn't really going to be viewable to the public overall. There is a way to find the address for any services-based business, but this isn't going to be viewable to the public up front, so we're not going to worry about that now. If you are a storefront, then easily just put what your storefront address is so customers can visit your business. In this case, we're just going to put address somewhere off of Gessner, and we'll go through that. Now, at this point, what's going to happen is Google is going to look at this information that you've provided, and it's going to tell you that they want to send you a postcard to validate that this is your address. If that doesn't work for you, you can click other ways to verify, but these days it's kind of the only way you're going to get. Only thing you're going to get is postcard by mail, unless this business name is your dedicated business name and it's to your dedicated address. Then sometimes you can actually get this to flag, but there would be no reason to have your name as the business title, unless you're going to be, Bob Taylor's finance, whatever that might be. And even then, adding the word finance in these days is pretty tricky. But what you're going to want to go ahead and do is just put your contact name in and have a postcard mailed. In this case, we're just going to put later. We'll wait to verify this. And then your business is going to, once you click get started, your listing is going to be 40% complete. Now, at this point, you do want to come here and you want to go through the steps that Google's asking you to do before you move into the verification. A lot of times right now we're seeing a lot of Google My Business listings or business listings get suspended right from the get-go, just because this information isn't really being filled out, and there's a lot of people spamming these categories. So let's just go ahead and we're going to plug in some hours. We're going to say our business is open Monday through Friday, and we'll go say we're open from 8 a.m. to, let's just call it 5 p.m. And we'll go ahead and just copy this all the way up. Up is easier than top to bottom. If you go top to bottom, this gets in your way. So we'll just grab that and we'll apply it. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead and go to home. And then again, this is going to say get started. It's again going to tell you your business description is only 40% complete. If you refresh, typically it will move up. Here, you can say you're on the web, customers can find your business here. We're going to go ahead and add a description. And all right, so this is just a short description. We strongly recommend we would have this fully typed out. You have between 500 and 600 words and a couple keywords in there. You don't want to sit and overstuff the whole thing. Just write naturally, like somebody is reading it. And then we're just going to go ahead and once again apply that. Once again, click on home, and once again hit the refresh button, and that'll get us up to 80% for your listing. And then we would go in and add a logo. Now, once we move over to the website, just so you can see what they have created for you. So we've got pool-resurfacing-pros.business site. Clearly, pool resurfacing pros was already taken, so they had to add some hyphens into it, which is fine. And you can see real quick, you can see what they put together here for us. It's basically just the title. It then shows your service area. So you can see Katie got in here, Pearland, Texas City is already inside down here. And the Woodlands up here. So in order to encompass this entire thing, you would actually have to plug in everything. But you can see Houston in itself is pretty big, but we definitely want to get Sugarland in there, Rosenberg in there, Cypress, Tomball, and you can see your service area. So that's the cool part about this is you can actually visualize it. And then we have the call now with the contact. So that's pretty much it for getting the GMB listing at least up and running before we go in and get everything verified. Now at this point, you'll want to go in, you'll want to verify now, see if anything changed. We'll go back and you'll plug in your mailing address, you'll hit next, and then you'll hit the verify button, and that will lock an address into this actual listing. And then you will go, once the postcard comes from Google, you'll come back here and you will plug that information in. And I'll show you real quick what that looks like. We'll just go ahead and we'll plug that in here. All right, yeah, and then we'll hit the plug in here. We're going to hit mail, and a postcard will come, and it'll take about 5 days. And then once that does show up, you'll come back here. You'll put pending verification, and then if we refresh this, as soon as they send the postcard out, you're going to get a message here that says verify now, and just go ahead and click on that and update your information. Make sure you go ahead and get your logo in. It's the only thing we haven't done, obviously, because this site isn't legitimate, so that postcard's going to pretty much go nowhere. But that's how we get up and running. So that's the basics of it, and then next we're going to dive into full-blown optimization of it.